Hello doston, my dear students, how are you all? My dear future company secretaries. So, I welcome you all to SuperProfs. You must have heard about a lot of things about SuperProfs, India's largest coaching institute trusted by more than 6 lakh aspirants, blah 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 blah, a lot of things. So, I'll be taking your subjects for this subject, I mean drafting, appearance and pleadings, which forms a part of CS Professional Module number 1, paper number 2, and for 100 marks. So how many of you basically are looking for, let me tell you first of all, this is going to be one of the easiest subjects you have ever studied. This is going to be the subject in which you can easily score 60 to 70 marks. Easily, that will be very easy for you. Okay, so first of all, moving ahead. So what is the name of your subject over here? Sir, are you going to tell us something about yourself? Of course, for sure, I'm going to tell you about myself as well. But we'll do that later on basically. Here what is basically important is that we should focus on our studies. So, what is the name of your subject? The name of your subject is drafting, appearance and pleadings, right? So what is drafting? If I'm going to tell you that people are doing drafting from your childhood itself, of course you are going to consider it as a false, but that is true. How you are going to how you people are doing drafting from your childhood itself first? Okay, so you people have been preparing applications for leave from childhood itself, right? To the principal, this school, sir, application for leave, huh? Is it? Yes, you people have been preparing applications. So that is also drafting. But okay, so you are going to teach us over here that how we need to draft that application? No. We are not going to teach you over here that how you need to draft an application for leave. No, not that one. But definitely we are going to learn about those aspects which are going to give you huge money. An ample amount of money. What will that be? That is there in your subject. That is all about your subject. Drafting, appearance and pleadings. So first of all, we are going to understand that what this subject means. Let us suppose if you are there in corporate restructuring. Do you know the meaning of corporate restructuring, my dear students, my dear future company secretaries? Do you know? Nah. No, sir. I don't know about the meaning of drafting. Does appearance mean that how am I looking today? That we are totally messed up. Does it really mean? No, appearance is something different. It's okay, I can understand that whenever you look at a girl who's totally simply beautiful, it's okay, it happens sometimes that we use look, that is not appearance, then how you basically look like. What is pleading now? Pleading is, any guesses? What is pleading? No. Okay, no issues. So first of all, we'll be, looking for what is the meaning of the subject. What do you understand by the term drafting, appearance and pleadings? Just like this, there will be a lot of things in your subject with a lot of meanings. Drafting is not just concerned about that writing anything. Preparing your notes is also a part of drafting. You are drafting your notes itself in the classroom, that is also drafting. So let's go ahead. So first of all, we'll be looking for that what is the meaning of the subject and why we are studying that. Why a company secretary needs to study drafting? Institute is just like, is it a dream of institute? Institute on its own motion can do anything, but it doesn't mean that that institute is going to include any of the subjects in our syllabus and we are going to study that. There should be a reason behind that, right? After that, we are going to check that what will be the parts of drafting and how many parts drafting is divided. Moreover, after that, we are going to check that what will be the weightage of each and every topic in exam. After that, we are going to check that what will be the pattern of exam. And after that, some more important things that from which material, from where you need to study, how you need to study, and where you need to focus. So, should we start the session for today? Sir, your name? Well, I'm a company secretary by profession. That is enough. I'm going to tell you each and everything. Just relax, okay? So, let's go ahead and let's discuss about the topic for the day, that is drafting. Drafting basically means preparing a preliminary vision. Preparing a preliminary version. Which version? What is preliminary? Preliminary is something which is not final, right? Preliminary is something which is not final. Okay, so that is the meaning of drafting. Whenever we used to prepare an application, once we were there as kids, so we used to prepare application. What happens over there, that we used to send that application, either that application will get approved or that will get rejected. So what happens over here, that application is just a draft. That will be either be rejected or that will be either get approved. There are two circumstances. But what is that application? That application is preliminary version, not final. What is appearance? Appearance is art of appearing. Art of appearing or arriving. Sir, art of appearing means looks? No. Let us suppose, okay, you must have heard about that this party has now made an appeal into Supreme Court. Okay, let's talk about Salman Khan case. What that person is doing? Once he was there in district court, then he moved up to higher court, much higher. So what basically he's doing? He's just making an appeal, and there is a way of appearing yourself. It's not about looks. It's all about, okay. So whenever there's a topic for company, there's a person who is there in the KMPs, that means Section 2, Subsection 51 of Companies Act 2013 clearly says that the person who is sitting in front of me is a KMP in near future, right? So the KMP should be aware about the art of appearing, that how you need to appear, because you are going to be that professional who will be representing your company in front of NCLT, a lot of regulatory bodies, MCA, ROC, RD. Okay, let me use the full forms. National Company Law Tribunal, Registrar of Companies, Regional Director, Coach. There will be a lot of things where you need to appear. Then how you need to appear, we'll be studying over here. After that, pleadings. Pleadings means art of making appeal. Art of making appeal. Art of making appeal, yes. Okay, let us suppose that I want to make an appeal. You people have heard about a lot of laws. So let us suppose I need to make an appeal to High Court. Then how would I do that? How would I do that? Definitely there should be a document. It's not like that I will straight away go there and tell them that I want to make an appeal. It's not about a Sunday market. It's not about a weekly market. You should be prepared with some of the documents. Whatever will be there, we will be studying over there in pleadings. Okay, so got it, right? This is going to be the meaning, and let me tell you, the most simplest meaning, this part is of the maximum weightage in your exam. This part, just drafting part, is going to take away more than 50 to 60 marks. Oh really, sir? Yes. Isn't that surprising? There is one topic which is considered to the easiest one, and that will be there for 50 to 60 marks for sure. Okay, so let's move ahead. Let's talk about the other things as well. So now the next question arises that that is a subject. It's okay, but why drafting? Why we need to study drafting? There can be any other subject. There can be stories about our actresses. There can be stories about one of your crushes. But why we are there? Why we are studying drafting? There's a reason behind that. So, what are you going to be in near future? Company secretary. Okay. So, company secretary needs to represent his company in front of various regulatory bodies. Right? As I told you that being a company secretary, you need to represent your company. Whenever a notice will be served to the officers of your company, you need to represent, because they know that you are going to be the person who is vested with the whole knowledge, a good knowledge of all the applicable laws. Now you are going to represent yourself. Now how you are going to represent yourself? Just the same thing, that you are not going to be like that. Just go over there, sir, I want to make an appeal. It's not like that Sunday market. It's not like our own home, that whenever we used to approach kitchen, we used to say, Mom, I need this. So it's not like that. you need to carry some of the documents and they need to be prepared logically, and how they need to be prepared we are going to study over there. Sir, is this the only function that we need to study this drafting? No, apart from there is one more logic that why you need to study drafting. So, being a company enters into many contracts. Company enters into contracts with a lot of people, right? So how this contract will be drafting, if you don't know anything about how the contract will be drafted, how things can be, mentioned into a contract, how a contract can be made feasible, how the contract can be made valid, is there anything that you have included in a contract which is contrary to law? For example, okay, let us suppose that you are making a contract to make a murder, to murder someone. Oh, that will be a blunder. Is that a valid contract? No. How? That is against law. Just like this, these kind of minor points, we are going to cover each and everything, and after some time you will like, you can draft any kind of agreement. Okay, so we used to have a lot of students who are there on, who are, residing in their house on rent, right? So rent is basically, there's a rent agreement. There's a rent agreement, right? For your home, for all the people who are, residing in one of the houses as a tenants. So there's a rent agreement. What is rent agreement? Rent agreement is also a part of an agreement. Rent agreement is just like that. An agreement where the name of the parties, whatever there will be, be rest assured, after some classes you will be able to draft your rent agreement. For sure. Now there will be no need to pay anybody. You can also draft your own rent agreement. You can also include all of the things. Once we will start about that, we'll start including all the things over there. Okay? So, this was all about that why you need to study drafting. So, isn't anything like that seems like that we should think, it's boring. Sure. Should I start with, writing a love letter to your crush? Why should I write a love letter to your crush? Let us suppose about, that you need to write a love letter to your crush. So, that will also a part of drafting. Of course, we are not going to cover that over here, but that is also drafting. Appearance is art of appearing, that how you are going to appear in front of your crush. And pleadings is that art of making appeal. Let us suppose if your crush says no, I'm not interested, then what you are going to do? That means art of making appeal. Then how you are going to make an appeal? Let us suppose if you are not going to say yes, I'm going to tell your mom that you are already in an affair with a couple of boys or a couple of girls. There can be a logic for making appeal. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the drafting. That what are the topics which are there in drafting? What are we going to study in drafting apart from whatever the jokes or humors which we are going to cover in exam? Be rest assured that we are going to focus on all the relevant topics which have been covered till date in exam. We are going to focus on each and everything. And after that, once you will see your examination papers, you will be like, oh my goodness, I can easily score 70 marks. Okay, so let's go ahead. Hope you all have noted these things, although this was not that much relevant. So, the next step is all about drafting. That what we are going to study in drafting. Drafting first of all includes general principles. That what will be the format, what will be the types of agreements, what is the basically sequence, what are the things which needs to be included while making an agreement, while making a contract, what are the parts which needs to be included and what are the name of that parts. That will be the general principles. And after that, drafting of deeds and agreements. Drafting of deeds and agreements. Sir, what do you understand by the term deeds? Deeds, just like, you must have heard about partnership deed, no? Exactly. Just like that, there are a lot of things. It's deed pool. A lot of things are over there which we are going to cover. I'm not going to, break your climax right now. After that, drafting is drafting under Companies Act. Drafting under Companies Act? Yes, of course, for sure. Under Companies Act, you used to learn about a lot of things which relates to drafting. I'm going to tell you each and everything about that. And after that, appearance, pleading and compounding. Appearance, pleading and compounding. So what does compounding mean? Compounding means feeling guilt. Let us suppose that my company has committed a default. We need to file our annual return within a period of 60 days from the holding of AGM, but we forgot to file that. Now what happened? Sir, I have committed an offense, right? What I need to do now? I need to apologize. I need to get my offense compounded, otherwise I'll be there. My officers in default, section 2, subsection 60. My officers in default will get punished. Just like in your home, what happens when you get caught for a particular reason? Hey, what are you doing over here? It's almost 11 and you are still there on your phone. What are you doing? So these are the same things which our mom used to say every night whenever you are going to sleep and you used to chat with your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever you are doing. So what is that basically? You get caught over there and after that, you say, I'm really sorry mom, it's okay, I'm just going to sleep. So what are you doing over there? You're just making them realize that, I'm really sorry. I didn't know that it's already 11 or 12. Okay? I know that nobody of you used to do that. I know that. Still, okay? So generally the same thing happens when we are there with, corporates. So whenever an offense or default has been committed, then we can go for compounding as well. Compounding, what generally happens? For compounding, all the powers have been given to NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. You can approach there, you can, have a work. There is basically a funda for each and every one of them. That you will study in company law about the compounding provisions, offenses, penalties and compounding. There will be a separate chapter for that. So let's go ahead, let's talk about general principles. In general principles, we are going to study about drafting. That what is basically drafting? Do we need to write an exam like this? Okay, what is drafting? Drafting is all about preparing a love letter or whatever the scenarios be. No, preparing a rent agreement. No, there is a specific definition. There are some specific words which you need to mention in exam. So after that, conveyancing. Sir, conveyancing is something which we have heard in. Yes. If you are able to recall that, that's really great. Conveyancing is something which you can relate to Transfer of Property Act. TOPA 1882, right? After that, there will be registration. Registration of what? Registration of the documents, of the agreements, contracts, conveyances, whatever you have prepared, there will be a registration for them that we are going to cover in the very first part, that is general principles. Apart from that, there is one more thing, that is stamping. Stamping is generally governed by Indian Stamp Act 1899, which we are going to cover over. Whatever will be going to be the basic necessities, how the things can be stamped, what will be the proper stamping. So drafting of deeds and agreements. So this is going to be now one of the important aspects which you cannot even afford to skip an exam. This and this. Sir, so can we skip these things? No ways. This is going to be one of the important exams because these two topics are going to cover more than 60%. That is the reason behind it. So drafting of deeds and agreements generally covers the preparation of agreements. Preparation of agreement, that can be any agreement related to, that can be service agreement, that can be rent agreement, that can be any kind of agreements. Okay. Apart from that, there can be agreement, contract. Sir, what is the difference between the agreement and contract? Anybody? Okay, so you all know that. So contract is enforceable by law, whereas agreement is not enforceable by law, right? Okay, that's really great. So contract. Apart from that, agency. How a contract of agency can be made? Agency. We just have, we people just know about that, that Indian agency or whatever the gas cylinders which have been supplied to our home. We just know about that agency. You don't know about this kind of agency. Okay. Have you seen, you people have been there to market a lot of time with your mom or, it's okay, with your girlfriend or boyfriend. So what you have seen that there's a shopkeeper, and whenever he used to leave his shop, there's a boy over there who used to handle his shop all the times. So what that boy is basically acting into, that boy is basically working as an agent. He will work as per the guidelines of his principal. Whatever the guidelines, whatever the directions which have been given by the shopkeeper itself, you need to abide all of them. Okay, so that is also about contract of agency. We are going to study that in detail over here in drafting of deeds and agreements. After that, service agreement. Service agreement. What is this? Okay, let us suppose that I'm working over here at SuperProfs, right? So what generally happens? I mean, I'm working here at SuperProfs. Service agreement is generally I'm giving my services and they are paying me for this, right? I'm giving my services and they are paying me for this. So there will be a service agreement. Being a company secretary, you need to take care of all such things. And after that, sale of immovable property. So whenever in future you are going to acquire any house, purchase or sale, and we are going to tell you that what are the things which needs to be there. So I mean you can easily identify. Now there will be a proud moment for your mom and dad so that they can easily tell you that, oh, my son knows that, my daughter knows that how this needs to be drafted. Okay, so sale of immovable property, about all the agreements and contracts which will be prepared, we are going to learn about them. Partnership deed, about partnership deed. Once you will be there, I mean you will just come to know about a lot of things. People used to prepare partnership deed. How they will be prepared, I mean generally what happens in drafting is that everybody used to Google, okay, partnership deed, draft format, they used to copy paste that thing. But let me tell you, my dear students, if you are there and you know about drafting really very well, nobody can stop you from having a huge package. People who have immense drafting, I mean they are charging, I mean just as an experience of 5 years, lakhs, approximately 35 lakhs. Definitely, they are there. Power of attorney. Power of attorney. Basically, what is power of attorney? Power of attorney, till the time you must have heard about power of attorney, that basically there are two kinds of power of attorneys. General, which is generally for all the works which are used to be done, and power of attorney apart from that is specific, which is generally for a special work, just like transferring a immovable property. So such kind of deeds and agreements we are going to cover in our drafting chapter, and this is going to be one of the major portions which you can't even think about of skipping anything. Okay. Apart from this, when it comes to Companies Act, it talks about drafting of MOA and AOA, Memorandum of Articles and Articles of Association. Memorandum of Articles. Oh, I mean, how can you forget this term? Memorandum of Articles are the objects listed with the objects of the company, main and incidental, right? And AOA are the internal regulations, internal charter of the company. A company cannot go beyond the powers which are there mentioned in MOA. Exactly, MOA can be altered. Section 110, right? Postal ballot, effect of what are you going to alter in memorandum, that you have, all of you have studied them in CS Executive, right? So MOA and AOA. Apart from this, agreements with managerial person. Agreements with managerial person. Now, who is a managerial person? As I told you, I mean managerial persons are basically those persons who are working as a right hand of the companies, and they are at top, just next to top level management. So Companies Act, Section 2, Subsection 51 of Companies Act 2013 clearly talks about KMP, Managing Director, Whole-Time Director, CFO, CEO, and the person sitting in front of me, that's future company secretary, right? So that is there's basically an agreement with managerial persons related to their composition. I mean, preparing an agreement which is related to the top level management, you can easily figure out that what kind of work is this. This totally requires a huge expertise. Totally requires using of words very minutely, and you should be very careful once you are using that kind of words. Okay. Apart from this, compromise arrangement. Compromise arrangement, merger and amalgamation scheme. So, what is generally a compromise? What is arrangement? Okay, so let us suppose that company has a dispute. Although you are going to cover these all these topics in your corporate restructuring. So, what happens generally? I mean, when a company has a dispute with any of its shareholders or creditors, then what happens actually, that the company actually enters into a compromise arrangement. Compromise arrangement. Compromise. Whenever there's a dispute, there's a compromise. Okay. So that is we are going to teach you in corporate restructuring as well. Apart leave it, otherwise we are going to. That is a huge topic as well. Arrangement is general. Let us suppose a company is working very immensely. Company is earning huge profits. So your creditors are looking for. Your creditors approach the company and they said, "Sir, so we don't need our money actually." So it's not like that they are going to give you that money. No, you cannot take that money if you are going to take that deposits. I mean, there are a lot of things, blah blah, which are going to attract. So they said that, sir, as we can figure out, the company is working very immensely. I mean, we're really happy with the progress of the company. So, I mean, we have been your suppliers for a long time. So, can you please do one thing? Company said, what? So, they said, sir, can you please give us shares apart from our money? I mean, we don't need our money. In lieu of our money, can you please give us shares? So, that is basically arrangement. What happens in compromise? In compromise, there is also always a dispute. But when it comes to arrangement, there is nothing like that. Okay, there can be a happy moment, there can be a loving moment, whatever you think. There can be a thing like, I mean, that you are working immensely and your traders want shares. That can be done. M&A, that is merger and amalgamation. Merger and amalgamation. Okay, have you heard about that Vodafone and Idea merger? Have you heard about that? Okay, that is apart from takeover case. Okay, so Vodafone and Idea merger, anybody has heard about Vodafone Idea? Not yet? Okay, apart from that, still there are a lot of cases, things are going on for free recharge. Yeah, exactly, from Axis Bank. Okay, nobody of you to look after. Okay, no issues. For merger, there is Vodafone have basically merged with Idea. That is basically amalgamation. There is a very minute difference between merger and amalgamation. We are going to tell you each and everything about that in detail as well. So that was all about drafting. That what does drafting basically carries when it comes to appearance, pleadings, and compounding. So this is basically appearances, pleading is there with appeal and writ petition. Compounding is related with compounding of offences, as I told you, that I'm really feeling sorry for whatever I have done. I mean, we were not aware of that. So you need to approach whenever a task comes for the company. So generally what happens, I mean, you need to approach NCLT for compounding. There's a Hindi word in that which we used to call as maafinama. That is generally compounding. I mean, approaching the concerned authority and telling them that this kind of default has been committed, but we seriously want to apologize for the things. I mean, you need to submit such kind of documents. After that, there will be a proceeding. After the proceeding, some kind of penalties will be levied, and after that can be done. Okay. So we are done with all the topics which are going to be covered in drafting. Now let's go ahead and let's talk about the weightage of these kind of subjects. About the weightages. I mean, how many of you, see cricket? How many of you love cricket? You must have, seen a lot of cricket matches, right? So whenever and before entering that cricket ground, you must be aware about the pitch, the weather conditions, your team, your strengths, your weaknesses, exactly. But before giving any exam, you should be aware of the marking scheme as well as the weightage of every chapter. Let us suppose I am giving importance to a particular chapter, but that chapter just carries only 2 to 3 marks. I am just devoting most of the times to a chapter whose name is compounding of offences, and this just stands for 2 to 3 marks. Will that be efficient? No. So first of all, you need to identify that which topics are going to be of more weightage, which topics are going to be more important, and which are going to be less important. So let's go ahead, let's talk about such kind of things as well. So first of all, it's all about general principles. General principles of drafting. Our first class, apart from this class, the first class is going to be for general principles. Apart from this, the second is all about drafting of various deeds and agreements. drafting of various deeds and agreements. Apart from that, we are going to learn about drafting under Companies Act. Drafting under Companies Act. Apart from this, we are going to learn about pleadings. Hope you all know about what is pleadings, right? Pleadings, appearance, and compounding. So, what is going to be the weightage now? For general principles, this topic is going to be there in your exam for 9 to 10 marks. Whatever the basics of drafting which we are going to cover, whatever the things which we are going to cover related to drafting at a very basic level, all of them will form a part of general principles. And that will be there in your exam for 9 to 10 marks. Okay? Got it? So, let's go ahead, let's talk about the other things as well. So, drafting of various deeds and agreements, as I told you, that various deeds and agreement can be, that can be agreement, that can be contract, that can be service agreement, that can be power of attorney, that can be a lot of things. So, this generally stands for, in your exam, it comes for 50 marks. That is generally for 50 marks approx. This and this. This should be approx, or you can say minimum. This can range from 50 to 70 marks actually. Oh, really? Yes. You need to pay more focus over here. Drafting, this part of which is related to Companies Act, this will be covered over there for approximately. Basically it has, you can consider both of them. I know if I'm going to tell you that, definitely some of you will be like that, and we can prepare both of them. Both of them, these two things which are related to core drafting, they are going to take your 50 to 70 marks. Minimum should be 50, not less than 50. Apart from that, when it comes to pleadings, you can assume for 15 to 20 marks. That is just an estimation. Don't just even think about it. This is going beyond that. Okay? That is just an estimation. Appearance can be there for 10 to 12 marks. And compounding of offences will be there for 2 to 3 marks. Sir, it looks like that it's more than 100. Yeah, that is just an estimation. That is a tentative marks which we have come to know about that. After evaluating a lot of papers. So this is going to be the compensation. At any cost, you need to focus your 100% over here, because within just 70 marks, you will be easily able to grab 55 to 60. Scoring 80% marks in exam from this portion is not a difficult task. It's very easy. When it comes to general principles, definitely we are going to cover each and everything, all the relevant aspects based upon the ICSI study material. After that, pleading, appearance of compounding, this is all about. This is also important. This is there for 30 marks approx. Okay, let's go ahead. So this is all about the weightage system. This is all about it. Which topic is going to be there and how many marks does it carry. Okay. So this was all about that what will be the weightage. Now let's go ahead, let's talk about the pattern of exam. How questions are going to be there in exam. Okay. Hope you all have noted this down. If anybody thinks that we are moving at a speed, my dear students, you can easily pause me. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the exam pattern now. How questions are going to be coming there in exam. Exam pattern. So there will be all questions compulsory. There will be, sir, there will be no choice? No. There will be no choice. No, sir, I have given an exam. This is not going to be the first time that I'll be given an exam for drafting itself. Okay. So let me tell you that how the choice are going to be there. So first of all, there should be a question number 1. This will be of 20 marks. That can be for short notes, that can be for like that you need to write about the points, write short notes, give your comments, anything like that. That is generally of 5 marks. into 4, and you need to attempt all parts. Okay, there will be no choice. After that, question number 2. Either you can attempt question number 2 or you can attempt question number 2A. Okay, there's basically a choice between both of them. Question number 2 and question number 2A. So this will be for 4 marks into 4. Okay, so the same is going to be with question number 3 or question number 3A. There will be a choice. Either you can go for question number 3 or you can go for question number 3A. So the same funda is going to be there. This 4 marks into 4. After that, there will be questions which are from question number 4, question number 5 and question number 6. So these are always there. I mean, all of them are mandatory. There will be no choice. Just like question number 2 and question number 3, they are answer all questions compulsory. These are going to be mandatory. You will not get any of the choice over there. Generally, what happens over there is that, I mean, question number 4 can be 8 plus 8, or that can be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Okay? So total weightage, I mean, any kind of standard can be adapted over here. So this will be also there for 16 marks. This is there for 16 marks. This is there for 16 marks. This is there for 20 marks. So, after that, over here, this is 8 plus 8 or 8 plus 4 plus 4. This is going to be the composition, again 16. And the last question generally talks about 8 plus 8. That's it. This is going to be 16 again. So, my dear students, the total is going to be 100 marks for your drafting exam. And this is going to be the pattern. Sir, from where question is going to come, which question is going to come, you just will come to know about that once you will be done with all the things which we are going to cover in our examination as well. Okay. So, first of all, there are few things which needs to be considered in your mind every time you are going to draft anything. Okay. So, basically what happens generally when we used to figure out that I used to deliver a class. Okay. I used to give you a class for drafting. So, generally what happens? That there's a student who is going to score just 40 marks, and there's the same student sitting next to him. He is going to score 75 marks or 80 marks or even more than that. So what is the difference between? Both of them are sitting there in class. Both of them know each and everything which has been studied in class, which has been taught by the teacher itself. Right? So what is basically the reason behind that? What is the reason that one student scores 40 marks and another student scores just 75 marks? That is all about presentation. So first of all, there is just like this, you have to attempt all questions. I hope you all have written that. So, got it? Let's move ahead. Let's talk about the other things now. So first of all, it's all about that. So, let us suppose this is going to be the classroom. In class, we have a lot of students sitting over here in front of me. So, this student is going to score 40 marks and this is going to score 75 marks. Why? Is there any partiality from the faculty side? No. I have been teaching the same thing to all the students. Let us suppose one of the students, he is going to score 60. He is going to score, let us suppose, 50. So why there is a variation? I mean, this is he or she is just scoring 40 and in the same class itself, he is scoring 75. So definitely she knows the paper. Oh, really? You people must be kidding, right? She can score 75. How can that be? There is a major aspect for presentation. For presentation skill. You people know the answer of a particular thing. Let us suppose a question comes for 8 marks, right? Right? You get out of that 4 marks. Why is it so? You have written each and everything, but you have written that in the form of a story that was not required. What people were basically looking for, they were looking for these marks. They were looking for someone who can basically fulfill the criteria which is prescribed by the institute. ICSI used to give them a marking scheme, which is just like that. If these things are written over there, then give him 8 marks. Otherwise, if 2 are written, just give him 4 marks. So you just need to mention that whenever you write an exam, you have to follow, oh you dirty mind, this is keep it simple and short. This is the full form of this. You need to keep it simple and short. Okay? So when one you will be, taking it simple and short, definitely do not forget to mention all material points. To mention all material points. Sir, what are material points? Let us suppose that I want to sell my property and you are the purchaser. Okay? So here's a person who wants to sell his property to this person. And what is this? That is all about land. Proper description of parties should be there. Proper description of land should be there. Proper witness should be there. Proper all the material points related to land should be covered. All the name, address, description of parties should be there. These are the basic things. But basically, examiner is looking for that kind of perspective, for that things which you people need to write as a company secretary. These things can be written by a BCom pass person. He knows that I need to write about the details of a person who is selling the property. I need to write about the details of the person who is purchasing the property. Apart from that, I need to write about the land, right? So, apart from that, I need to write about the value of land, right? So, this is basically a mind of a BCom pass student can do that. Why a person needs a company secretary for this, for the drafting purposes? Why? That is all we are going to cover. That is the thing which you are going to include in exam, and that is going to give you from this 8 marks, 6 to 7 marks. Sir, why not 8? Definitely, if you fulfill the criteria, basically, ICSI never used to, share that kind of criteria with everyone. But we still try our best to get such kind of criteria so that our student generally gets 8 out of 6, 7 or 8 out of 8 sometimes. So, if you are following such kind of techniques, I'll be sharing a lot of things with you in this classroom itself. So, it's very easy to score 65 to 70 marks. It's easy. All you need to do is study on the class itself. We'll be including each and everything in the classroom. Okay? What you have to do is, in the very next classroom, let us suppose we are there today. In the next class, revise previous session. Sir, we need to watch that 10 minutes, whole class for 1 hour? No. You just need to watch last 10 minutes. Just last 10 minutes. Within that, I'm going to give you the recap of whatever we have discussed in the classroom. These last 10 minutes are going to be there with you on last day of examination. On last day of examination, I still know my time that I was there sitting with just my notes and I do not have anybody with me who can teach me at that time. So my dear students, you just have to do a simple thing. Just go to the end of every video, just watch 10 minutes, that will be last 15 minutes, the concept will be totally done. Okay? Apart from this, and once you are done with drafting, people who know, it's not, one of the good signs, but people who are, company secretaries, they are getting big packages, a lot of perquisites, but still, the people don't know that much about drafting. What they generally do, they used to outsource that. That is generally not a technique, na? So if you are there, you are good with drafting, your promotion can be done easily. You can seek promotion easily. Okay? Packages, promotions, drafting is generally works for as in that you are damn good, that you know about company or you don't know about. This is going to be your bread and butter. No, this is going to be mayonnaise actually. This is going to be mayonnaise. Let us suppose that mom has cooked a food which is not that much delicious. And what you generally do, you used to have that paratha or roti, whatever you used to call that at that home, and you used to apply that mayonnaise. How does that feel? So this drafting is going to be for that mayonnaise in your real life. Okay? People who are good with drafting are immense. I mean, the packages which they people are getting. Just for drafting a single agreement, my dear, for a copy paste, for a copy from here and from there, that person generally charges 5,000 rupees for an agreement. Right? Do you know there are some deals which are for consideration? Let us suppose 100 crore rupees deal. Right, let us suppose this deal is going to be there in Tata and Reliance. Let us suppose that this is going to be a deal. So for this deal, this is not going to be an oral deal, right? This is not going to be a deal which is for you can do orally. Surely there will be a written document, right? There is going to be a written document. How much this written document is going to be crucial, that this is going to handle a deal of 100 crore rupees. This is crucial. I mean, even a single word, even a single misrepresentation, even usage of a word which you are not sure can ruin your deal, can exploit each and everything in your deal related to that. Okay? Apart from this, do not forget to revise the last 10 minutes. So from where you will be teaching? We will be focusing entirely on ICSI study material. This is going to be our approach for every subject. ICSI study material will be focusing on this study material all the time. But what we are going to do, we are going to select topics. Modify language. It's not modify, let us use a term which is called as simplify language. Simplify language, and that we are going to cover in class. Okay? So this is going to be the base for our preparation. ICSI study material, I know the times when I was a student, I never used to refer that. But let me assure you that nothing in exam goes out of this study material. Nothing. We are going to select topics because focusing on those topics which are going to give you weightage. Apart from that, focusing on that kind of topics which are not going to give you worth. So, we'll be selecting topics, we'll be modifying languages, then we'll be focusing on the class itself. Apart from this, my dear students, whenever you are there in class, please avoid your mobile phone. Avoid your mobile phone. You will never catch me there using my mobile phone in the classroom itself. And this is the same which I expect from my students. Okay, so you will be expecting that at this level I'm going to make some joke, crack some jokes. It's okay. There will be entertainment. That is okay, totally okay. There will be classes. There will be, course studies. That is also going to be okay. Whatever you want, that is going to be incorporated in the class itself. But just make sure, avoid your mobile phone, avoid your baby for some time till the time you are there in the classroom. Just try to avoid things, because what we say that after this, every December there is June, and after every June there is December. So please do not forget that you need to crack exam right now in the upcoming examination. In your attempt, you are going to crack this exam for drafting, that is for sure. Okay, so we'll wrap up the class for today itself. It's going to be the first class, I hope. Okay, so let's talk about, don't you people want to know about your professor itself? No? Okay, that is great, it's okay. But still, I have a bad habit of introducing myself. So, my name is Divay Miglani, and I generally have a dispute with that kind of people who used to pronounce my name as Divya. Am I looking like a girl? I used to have that much beard on my face, man, and you people are making me, you are taking me as a girl. My name is Divay Miglani. I'll be taking your subjects for drafting, appearance and pleadings. I'm a company secretary by profession. Yeah, I'm a company secretary by profession. Okay. So apart from that, I'm a BCom graduate. I'm a master's in business process and corporate governance. It's okay. It's okay. That is for it's that much fine. No? So focusing on drafting and getting good marks. So you're in the right hands. So let's catch up. Let's catch up in the classroom then. So see you in class. Are there any questions which are there in your mind? So in the very first class, we'll be starting with chapter number 1. Okay, that will be the basics. Basics of drafting is going to be our chapter number 1, and we are going to cover, this will be our class 1. In every class, I'm basically looking for covering some topics. If at some point of time, the time runs out, we'll be giving you a brief description. Before coming to next class, just do not forget to check the last 10 minutes of the previous classroom. Okay, so this is going to be our class 1, and these basics are going to be there in for exam for 9 to 10 marks. Okay, and if you think at any point of time that you are unable to understand anything, just be sure you have that doubt forum with you. You have that doubt forum to raise your doubts, right? You can raise your doubts. Okay, once you raise your doubts, and please avoid posting same doubt. Avoid posting same doubt again and again. Again and again. So, whenever you are going to raise that doubt, so that doubt will be, I'll try my best to resolve that within 24 hours. I'll try my best to generally resolve that doubt within the next 24 hours, just like the people used to use WhatsApp, used to have an application on our phones installed from SuperProfs itself. They say that whenever a doubt has been raised, that should be answered within the next 24 hours. So whenever you, used to put a doubt, that gets reflected on the phone itself. So just be assured about that. And first of all, raising a doubt, whatever the doubt which has been there in your mind, just never feel shy that I have that doubt in my mind, sir. Well, other people will make fun of me. Be rest assured, when I was a student, I used to raise such kind of doubts which were that much funny. Which I used to feel like that, oh, how students are going to feel like this? They are going to laugh at me, right? So it's nothing like that, students. Even everybody has some different, specializations. There can be a student who seems like that he's funny, but his IQ level, you don't know. He can be one of the top company secretaries of the India, right? And for company secretary, people who have 1% of doubt, even 1% doubt, you can check MGD9 in every company's annual report. Right? You can simply Google for annual report, you can check MGD9, you will just come to know about that what is the salary of a CS. So, and I know that really very well, you people are pursuing CS, then people used to say, okay, what are you doing? If you tell them that I am pursuing CS, okay, what is CS? From where you are doing CS? How many years does it take to complete a CS? And what the people generally do? There are a lot of things. I know, I understand, but still, it's okay. We need to answer, but you should be glad to know about that. There are still a lot of facts about company secretaries which people don't know. Okay, I'm going to stop over here for the day. That's it. So thanks. That was nice meeting you people. If you have any doubts, please never feel shy. Never feel shy. Feel free to ask your doubts. Okay? Feel free to ask your doubts. There can be any kind of doubt. Okay? Never feel that I'm going to make a fun or anybody is going to fake a fun. It's okay. Nobody is going to do that. There can be anybody else on your place. Okay? So feel free to ask any doubt. So bye-bye. Thank you and see you in class now. Just be like this, smiling all the time. Bye. Take care.